All right, let's go. All right, here's the deal today. You guys have been graphing for like the last week, I think. Now I'll give you the graph and you give me the equation back now. All right, and nothing's changing. There's not much anything new really I got to show you today. All the equations are going to come with an A out in front. How do I, if I'm not given it, how do I find the A? Got a quiz yesterday. Max minus min over 2, yep. You'll have a B value, a number inside the parenthesis with the X. That's called frequency. I'll help you how to find that today. And then at the end, you got your C value. How can you find the shift? Max plus min all over 2. So nothing's really changing. You just have to find those values now and then plug it into the equation. All right. And then you have also reminder period formula. You guys did a nice job with that yesterday on the quiz, by the way, the period formula. All right. All right. Number 1. First equation we're going to write. A couple things going on. What kind of curve is it? Sine curve. So we're going to start with y equals. Got to have the y equals or it's not an equation. It's a sine curve. Something's got to go to the left. That's my A value, the amplitude. I gave it to you on a silver platter here. What is it? 3. So there's a 3 out in front. What's the issue? Write an equation of a sine function whose amplitude is 3. Okay? Feed your face a little more. Here we go. Never mind. B value. That's the frequency. Gave it to you on a silver platter again. What is it? 4. 4x. Close them. And then the C value, which is the shift. Up 5, so that's the only thinking involved here. Plus 5. There's your equation. Everything handed right to you. Problem, though, when we go to the next one, I'm not going to give you all the values on a platter here. You're going to have to find some on your own. But anything you want to ask now before we get more difficult? All right, let's find out. Oh, there's a graph. What's the equation of the graph now? First thing, let's find all our values. Find all the values right now, A, B, and C, before we write the equation. A value. How did I show you to find the A value? Max minus min. So just real quickly, ready? Just humor me here. What is the max? 1 plus minus, minus what's the min? Negative 1 over 2. All right. What do I get on top? 2 over. So what's my A value? 1. So anytime, so we don't have to keep doing this over and over again. Anytime the positive and the negative values are the same, that's what the amplitude is. Okay? That's the amplitude. So in this case, it's 1. Let me jump to the shift. C value. Max. 1 plus the min. Negative 1. What do I get on top now? 0 divided by 2. So what can we say about if it starts and ends at the same number here? Is there any shift? Never a shift. So I'm not going to waste time anymore doing A and C if there's no shift. All right, and then, B value, frequency. Here's where we're going to have to work. Here's really the new piece I got to show you today. The definition of frequency. Ready? Definition of frequency. How much of the curve do you see from 0 to 2 pi? If you put your hand on 0, if you put your hand on 2 pi, how much of the curve do I see? And I haven't gone over what type of curve this is, but hopefully we know what type of curve this is. How much of that curve do I see? Because it's not a full one. I don't see a full curve here. How much of that curve do I see here? Let's get crazy here. Of course, I picked the one that's not here. 12. 10, sorry. How much of the curve do I see? Well, let me ask you that. I think it's easier if I ask you this, Devin. What curve is this? Where's sine usually start?
0.
Is that starting at 0? No. So it's cosine.
Oh, right, okay.
You know what the cosine curve looks like in your head. How much of the cosine curve am I seeing right now? Okay, so that's my frequency. All right, that is my frequency. From 0 to 2 pi, how many curves do you see? Devin said, hey, we only see a half a curve. Everyone good? So now I know I'm missing one value to ask me for. I'll get to that at the end. But now we can write the equation right now. Y equals A value. What type of curve it is? B value, C value. We got all those values ready to rock and roll. So let's put them all together here. 1. Here we go. A value. Okay, you want to put a 1 there? You can. What curve is it? Cosine. Frequency, B value. 1/2. Got to put a what with it? X. Shift. You can, yep, just leave it. There's the equation. And the last thing I did ask for, I know it has nothing to do with the equation, but what's the period here? Formula we've been working with for period. Let's go 7. Formula we've been working with period. Yep, and what do we find the B value as? There we go. And I think you guys can handle that from there. Don't leave it like that. Uh, 8, period. Good. Good job. Any issues on A, B, or C? Because the B is going to be the toughest one for us today. A and C is just a formula, but B is going to be a little tougher. We all good? You go ahead. What's up?
So a full curve is when we see
Period. That's the period. Correct. How long it takes to make a full curve?
no.
Oh, go ahead.
Frequency, when to determine frequency, we need to see it peak and then
0 to 2 pi. I only look at the graph from 0 to 2 pi, and I say to myself, that's how many curves. That's my frequency. Good? That's given a graph. Right now, it's a little bit different when I don't have a graph. So take a look at 3. Just read through 3 real quick. I'm going to ask somebody to fill in as much as you can with our equation. Okay? Fill in as much as you possibly can with the equation. All right. Can I get a help from 4 here? Let's start it off. Y equals 2. Curve. Cosine. Did I give you a frequency here? No. We'll get back to that in a second. Something X. I'll fill that in a second. How about a shift? There we go. I filled out a lot, but not the frequency. What did it give me, though? Didn't give me frequency, gave me? Doesn't the period formula involve the frequency? Right? What's the period formula? And what value are we looking for? We're missing B. Can you plug in for P for me? What's the period here? 3 pi. All right, I lost a lot of people 5th period here, so I'm going to go a little slower. 3 pi in for period equals 2 pi. What value are we solving for? All right, now the question is, how do you solve for it now? Here's what I have in front of you. I got to get B. Cross multiply. What am I cross multiplying? 3 pi and B, and setting that equal to, what do I cross multiply on the other side? Just 2 pi times 1, or 2 pi. All right, you guys got, I'm sold so far. Divide both sides by 3 pi. So I can go back into the equation and plug in what value for B, the frequency. 9, what can I plug in now? 2/3. There was the missing value. Okay, so get used to that today. I will give you period. You use it to find frequency now. So go back up if you haven't already. A little 2/3 action. We're ready to roll. Bless you. You're welcome. Okay, here we go. This is going back to your question now, Ben. Amplitude, period, frequency. Oh, all right, here we go. A value. Oh, not you. I'm not calling on you. I'll get, you had a question about frequency earlier, which I'll get to. just in general, A value now. I don't want to use the formula. Let's not waste time because it goes up and down to the same number. So the amplitude's 2. All right, now frequency. What curve is this, first of all? Sine curve. It starts at 0. How many sine curves do you see from 0 to 2 pi only? 0 to 2 pi only. How many sine curves? 2. You guys that don't see 2, ready? I'll do the first one in pink. 1 sine curve. Next one in green. Here's the second sine curve. Done. So I see 2 of them from 0 to 2 pi. How about a shift? Why no shift? It's, yep. And also you can look at the midline, the line that cuts it in half. It's the x-axis. There's no shift. All right, got the equation for me now then, before I get to period at the end. 3, go ahead, equation. Yep. Good job. And then I'm going to have somebody go ahead and find the period now. Whenever you're ready. 2, what was the period when you're ready? Pi, good job. Picking this up all right? We okay? Okay, try 5 out. Don't, there's an actual question 5, and then it goes to part A. So write the equation first of what I'm asking of that sine function. Write the equation first, then we'll answer part A. Okay, just the equation. Here you go, 5, what's the equation here? Y equals? Yep, you can put a 1 there if you want. If not, I'm fine with that too. Sine, yep. Yep, plus 3, nice job. Nice job. And then this is a quiz question. What's the maximum value here? What is the maximum value? Think about what it was before I shifted it up 3, then add 3 to it. What must have been what's the max here? Oh, 10 max. Before I shifted, where'd it go up to? No, that has nothing to do with where it went up to. The amplitude went up to 1. Yep. Before I shifted it, what was the highest point it went to? Then I shifted it up 3. We good? This has nothing. Frequency has nothing to. Frequency as how I set up the x-axis has nothing to do with how high or how low it goes. And I know you're going to be disappointed, but I really don't feel like graphing this, so we are going to get rid of part B. I know you're devastated. All right. Okay. Ooh, where's this graph increase from 0 to 2? Where on the x-axis? Guess we're going to have to sketch it real quick. Let's sketch this thing real quick. You're going to have 4 values on the x, yep. How high is this bad boy going to go? 2, yeah, there's no shift. How low is it going to go? I am going to start at 0, yep. But I need to figure out what my x-axis is going to be. This is what we spent 2 days on before the quiz. What's the process of going through what the x-axis has to go by? Find the what? I know it's in the equation, so I got that. It's 1/2. Nope, nope, nope. You're dividing the wrong thing by 4. Find the period and divide it by 4. All right, so somebody help me find the period here. 12. What am I doing here for the period? Formula for period? Got it. Yep. Clean that up for me and let me know what the period is when you're ready. 4 pi. Yep. So remember what that means. That's where this graph's going to end. What about the other values? Divide that by 4. Key value. Divide that by 4. So what's my first value going to be? Pi, and then you start counting off by pi's. So pi, 2 pi, 3 pi. Okay, tell me something about sine. Yep. No shift, so start at 0. Yep, max. And what's it asking? Where does this graph go from 0 to 2? Circle it on your graph right now. Circle where it goes from 0 to 2. That piece of the graph right now that goes from 0 to 2. Hopefully we're all circling this portion here. Or crossing it out. Hey, act like you've been there. Right here. Where on the x-axis is that? 0 to pi. What am I now? Here's where some of us got a little confused yesterday. What am I going to put it in? Yes, the only thing that should be going in brackets this unit is your range. So from 0 to pi, it goes from 0 to 2. All right, I'm going to let you try 7 on your own. I know it says reflected in the x-axis, but this is a pretty good, strong group mathematically, so I think you can handle that. What needs to change if I reflect it in the x-axis? Okay, so go ahead, try to write your own equation here. Y equals something, cosine, something, in parentheses, something at the end. I'll be interested to see how you take care of that reflected part, because I know you can handle it. 12, what'd you put out in front? Okay. What'd you find the frequency to be? Yeah, nice. 2/3 x. And then how about your shift? Okay. So we took care of everything except the reflected in the x-axis part. What do I need? How can you always look at an equation and know things are going to flip? If it has a what out in front? Negative out in front. Okay, that is the effect. All right. Questions from you guys? Anything? I think I want you to do the next one. Yep. All on your own. Okay, yep, all on your own. Write the equation first. So find you're going to have an A value here. You're going to have a B value. You're going to have a C value. So write the equation first and then graph it with a new set of x-axes. And the only thing I'll warn you guys, maybe you didn't read this, but how many cycles do I need here at the end? 2 full cycles. All right, 2 full cycles. I'll come around, watch what you're doing. Start writing my own work up here in a second. I want to C was what, 10? Okay, here you go. Now I'm just going to end it. Here's a curve. What's the A, B? I don't know why they put D there instead of C, but hey, it is what it is. Real quick, I forgot to add, it starts at 8. All right, just to let you know, it starts at 8, this cosine curve. Okay, how do I find the A? Max minus min. What's the max? 8 minus the min. 5 over 2. 3 over 2, 1.5 if you want to do a decimal. Okay, then leave it 3/2. D value, I'm not a big fan of that. It's the same as the C, it's the shift. What am I doing now? Max 8, now plus the min 5 over 2. 13 over 2, 6.5. All right, so the only thing I'm missing is that B value. Now I can't say how much of the curve because am I going from 0 to 2 pi here? No. But what is related to the B value? What formula? What formula is related to the B, what has the B value already in it? Period. What was the period formula again? Here you go, 2. What was the period formula again? Okay. Can you use the graph and find the period? How long it takes to make one of these full curves before it starts repeating, which is basically the full graph here. Because if I went past 12, it looks like it's going to start repeating again. So how long did it take on the x-axis? How many units? 12 units. All right, took 12. So P is 12 equals 2 pi divided by B. Did we get enough practice with this today? Cross multiplying? All right, go ahead. I'll ask somebody the B value here in a second. What are you getting for the B value? 5 B value? Pi over 6. Nice job. Good work. All right. If you did not finish number 8, go back and finish it. You guys that are caught up here, go to 3 and 4 on the assignment. 3 and 4 on the assignment. Right up until the bell. 3 and 4 on the assignment. Write the equation, grab it.